crack don't get you, then the hookers will.
You a dead meat slime bag! Yo, man, it's cool. It's cool, man. It's cool.
Hello and welcome to the Hypertrophy Odyssey, chapter 421. It is the third day of the week, aka the Spirit Bomb workout. I am feeling pretty good right now. Very excited for tomorrow is a special, jolly holiday, even though this video will probably be coming out in February. But anyways, to the main subject matter at hand. There is none, because I have no idea what to talk about. So in today's episode, we'll be looking at the following, aka it's going to be another Power Hour. I think this is Power Hour 9 or Power Hour 10. I'm going to go with Power Hour 9. Power goes to hell. Yeah, I think the final Power Hour. It's not. It's just this. I'm gonna move on to a different series after that. If you haven't guessed already, I take all the Jason movies and just use that. That's what I did for a while there. I'm gonna try to find a different franchise. I already know which one it's gonna be. It involves a guy with silly claws. But anyway, with that being said, hopefully I'll talk about something when I see you at Mother Base.
All right, so start this day off with 80 press, which is pretty good. But anyways, back to the main subject matter. Well, there is none, and I want to say before I continue on, I want to apologize for the terrible audio at the beginning of this video and the fact that there is no sounds of the actual workout in this, which it doesn't necessarily matter, but even then it's nice to have ambient noise in the background, and it's kind of annoying, and I have a feeling that my camera was hooked up to my microphone, which was kind of fucking annoying how that ended up working out. But anyways, back to the possible main subject matter for today. And I think I'll just take this time to talk about a few random stuff that's happening outside of the world, as these videos usually come up whenever I just don't have anything to talk about. This one took place right before Christmas, and usually around that time, you're not going to really be thinking about things outside or think about things that are happening in the world, more so just kind of just enjoying the holiday, which is what I did. And that's no big deal. I think a lot of people end up doing that, especially that time of the year. There are a lot of stuff that happened recently within just the world besides, the starts of World War III, but that's the really big one that's happening right now currently on the outside, which is kind of fucking crazy that we're ending up going into another war really with Iran, which in reality we probably shouldn't be doing at all, because realistically our country has been fucked over by another Middle Eastern country, which it's funny that we can't even really talk about it necessarily directly, because all of a sudden you'll get labeled something and then there you go. And that kind of defeats the purpose of the label, because then if you start labeling that with everything, then it's very weird. Like, why would you be labeled that if you are trying to take down the sex trafficking that happens in the higher end parts of the government? But hey, you know what? Usually these are the types of people that tell on themselves more often than not. But speaking of telling on themselves more often than not, the fitness industry had another person that ended up being called out for pretending to have taken an IED to the face, which, let's be real here, this isn't necessarily anything new in the certain sense that, of course, there are people that lie when they get to a certain degree of fame and virality on the internet. It kind of sucks that it always happens to be somebody in the fitness realm. It seems as though that this side of the internet ends up taking the amount of people that will just be able to lie and nonstop lie as much as they can. There is not really a evidence or there's not really a guard in that sense where you can kind of count these people out. I'm not even saying this is necessarily the worst thing in the universe. What is it? I'm not a service member. I've never been one. I do respect those people. So I will lead them to lead the judgment upon this, because I really don't necessarily know what would be the right, like, sure, he lied about this, but he did come clean, but he was also a service member, so he didn't lie about the stolen valor thing. But this is still a whole other thing that I have no necessarily interest in his content in the first place, one, and two, if you're gonna lie about something, at least understand that you're gonna get caught. It's like, regardless of what you put out there on the internet, it's the internet, so eventually people are going to start connecting the dots, and eventually somebody that hates you is going to want to find out what you have hidden and use it against you. That's why you don't say stupid shit, or at least shit that will be able to be easily used to blackmail you or just make fun of you out there on the internet. That's how it always works unless you are willing to know or somehow not let it really affect you. But lying is always going to be the hardest one because they will find out. People will always find out, especially when you're doing something, or especially when you are what is essentially some part of the military, which is everything is like checked and public knowledge almost, and that shit is no joke. They will find out every single thing about it. Kind of a stupid lie to go down, but then again, I also don't care necessarily. I think a lot of people of the lies that have possibly could have been told, it could have been way worse, as well as the idea that mostly of the two things he possibly could have been lying about, it's just one, but also even then it's a little scummy, and that's the big thing. It's all, whenever you find, so when people get caught, there's a little bit of a scummy level to it. No matter what the lie is, you can't really trust the person after that. And then that just makes it all weird, and it's just not worth it. So if you ever lie on the internet, that's fine. But if you ever want to lie on the internet and use that to leverage popularity, just know that you're going to get caught and you're going to be fucked over eventually. Depending on the level of lie that you're doing, you might be able to get away with it. This guy seems like he might actually be able to get away with it because realistically, on the grand scheme of things, the lie, like I said, I defer to the service members to let me know how that is. To me personally, I mean, I can see how he could skirt away from this, because people can skirt away from this type of shit immediately. They'll forget about it in 2 months because, well, obviously there's World War III happening, but also as well, nobody's going to really care after a certain point, and certain things will get past to other people. Like if they bring in the quote unquote good vibes, I'm not necessarily part of that. But then again, I'm not watching many of those popular people on the internet, so that's why I'm not there. It is what it is.
And we're back. Welcome to the workout debriefing. Exercises not filmed, none. Exercises skipped, also none. Got everything in, thankfully. Hopefully future me has some type of idea of what the hell he's doing for this video. So he'll talk about that probably right here. Or if not. But with that being said, though, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this video with anybody who may or may not like it. I will be back on tomorrow with a new video. Thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I will see you in the next one. Keep it heavy. Stay safe out there and stay warm. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.